Hi, my name is Jackie Flores, and I'm the youth director here at Hickson UMC, and I get to bring you this week's midweek devotional. As the year winds down and the school semester wraps up, I've been reflecting on the discussions we've been having with students and what we've been teaching. On Sunday nights at Main Event, we just wrapped up a series on the fruits of the Spirit, and not just what the fruits of the Spirit are, but why they're important for Christ followers to exhibit in their lives and how we've seen evidence of them. It was a chance for students and adults alike to tell stories of the people in their lives that have great gentleness or show great love or joy. And it was really cool to see the students grow in this way and stand in front of their peers to share these stories. And then on Monday nights, we had a small group that met at Starbucks all semester. And it was book club style. We were reading It's Not Your Turn by Heather Thompson Day. There was a lot of good in this book, and it had good discussion questions. I think we all got a lot out of it. But looking back this last meeting on what our favorite parts were, there was one quote that kept coming back to me about how important it is to exhibit patience, and how Jesus even waited 30 years, grew for 30 years in his education before preaching his first sermon. And so both of these reflections, what stuck out to me is not the patience or the fruits themselves, but it was the growth aspect. Watching the students grow and be willing to stand in front of their peers. Talking about how Jesus spent 30 years growing before being ready to preach his first sermon. We as Christians are called to be constantly growing. And it's hard and it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. It's easy to get complacent in where we think we are. And so at this time of year, one exercise I do, and I'm not one huge on traditions, but I've gotten into the habit of at New Year's, around the holiday season, reflecting on one way that I have grown in the past year. And a couple years ago, I remember being proud of how I had taught myself to think more before I spoke. And this year, I'll be thinking again, how have I grown in the past year? But I also am going to choose to focus on how do I want to grow in the coming year. So I encourage all of you as attendees at Hickson UMC, as families of the students I get to work with, as Christ followers, to think about how you have grown and give yourself kudos for that, but also plan on the ways you want to grow as well. So thank you for listening. I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving.